I am a biologist. I've always enjoyed being around animals and watching them and studying their behaviour.
And there is one habitat above all others that has always drawn me in.
Behind me, the river is an amazing corridor of wildlife and biodiversity right into the heart of the town.
It was my fascination with this habitat and its inhabitants that led me to want to film it with some specially adapted equipment.
I've developed this stabilised system so that as the boat rocks or as I spin or paddle, the camera can stay in one position. The kayaking came along as a way to move around silently through this habitat and to try and get down to the animal's perspective. If you return to the same spot as a ritual, then you'll often check back in on individual animals. Maybe there's a kingfisher that's patrolling the same beat, or a heron that has the same perch every evening. In the UK, many mammal species that we live alongside are very nervous around people, and even in the quieter places out of town, you're very unlikely to see them by day, and they often rest up. They'll find a holt or a burrow. Nighttime completely turns that on its head.
So my best insight into the wildlife often comes kayaking after the sun has set. During the day, it feels like they inhabit our domain. But at night, it feels like I'm in theirs. It's a window into a very special world.
I like to be invisible to the wildlife. Swans will sleep in the middle of the watercourse and you won't wake them. They don't care. You're just coming past, they're just sleeping. It's very meditative, kayaking in the dark. It's a great way to unwind. As the traffic dies down, as rush hour gets quieter, the trains become more infrequent. I do become more attuned to what's going on around me.
Tiny splashes come to the fore, like those of Daubenton bats, as they skim the surface of the water, picking off insects.
People have seen these animals, but observing them in a slightly different way, literally shining a new light on them, it's a really electrifying experience. It consumes your senses, and it's certainly a passion for me. I think the most exciting thing about this stretch of river is that it is home to something which I never thought I would see in the UK in my lifetime, which is the Eurasian beaver. I love beavers because they have an incredible family dynamic. They're very caring parents, but more generally, I love them because they can change the habitats they live in.
Even something as simple as a tree felled by a beaver has a huge impact on the rest of the river.
These fallen willow trees very quickly become nurseries for shoals of small fish. And then that brings the herons, that brings the kingfishers, and then of course you get the otters that are coming for the fish. One of my favourite experiences was to drift silently past a family at play where somewhere between 6 and 8 beavers were swimming the other side of the river and really just did not know I was there. They didn't even look at me. The afterglow from that was very long-lasting. I think I'll always be coming down to the river. There's something really magical about stepping out into the wild, and you don't have to go far. You really don't have to go far out of town to do that. To be so close to urban infrastructure and yet be embedded in the heart of nature.